Hola, buenos dias. I've just got back from Bilbao. A great win for the mighty Arsenal. A great city, great fans, great people, a great result. What a wonderful week to be an Arsenal fan. Enjoy the show.
Welcome to another podcast by Guns and Yellow Ribbons. This is your Arsenal podcast by Arsenal fans for Arsenal fans. Enjoy the show.
Evening, Trevor. It's nice to see you cocked it up this time. You didn't even put the banner up for the podcast at the beginning. But hey, listen, it's a different way to start the show.
It's not my job to put the banner on. It's your job to put the banner on. You're in control.
I was uploading pictures of half naked weight loss people in Spain.
So that's your fault then, isn't it? Not mine. Behave yourself. Behave yourself. Evening, everyone. Ferg, how you been this week?
Yeah, good, mate. To be honest, it's been a bit hectic. I'm absolutely exhausted. Friday night, and listen, I love chatting to you and I love doing this show, but I could really do without it tonight. I've hardly stopped all day. It's just been absolutely manic. But no, we're here. We're happy to do it. Looking forward to Sunday. Confident about Sunday a bit. I'm quite confident.
Look, right, we've not lost to Man City for a couple of seasons. We're clearly the better side than Man City. We've got Pep's started spouting today, so we're getting to Pep. Pep's getting frustrated and saying we'll only win the league because we've spent money. Well, yeah, possibly correct. But the fact of the matter is, if Man City weren't such idiots with their money, we wouldn't all have to be playing catch-up, would we? So, yeah.
No. Danny has just reposted us on X. So if you are watching on X, if you click repost, then all your friends can see us as well and maybe join in with their score predictions. I suppose before we go into looking at the games, and we do want to do an hour, there's a couple of things we need to cover. Briefly, Bilbao, you said on your intro, and reading the comments from everybody, seeing the pictures, major FOMO, looked like a stunning city, great fans, and it was like a European game that I've never witnessed, where like you just like the police are nice, everyone's nice.
Yeah, it was that kind of trip. It is a beautiful city. Bergamo. Oh, where did I go? Where Bilbao? I nearly said Bergamo. It's a beautiful. Bergamo is beautiful as well, by the way. Bilbao was a beautiful city. Yeah, I was a bit poor. I've been a bit poorly this week, so I never got out and about as much as the lads did. Not on the beer and that anyway, but. All the Bilbao fans I met before and after the game, all lovely people. The atmosphere in the stadium, my God, they love their football. You're not allowed to call them Bilbao, by the way. They get a bit upset about that. They like their club to be called Athletic Club. Yeah.
Oh, I've even got that wrong. I went Club Athletic.
Yeah, Athletic Club of Bilbao. So I will keep saying Bilbao on the podcast because we sometimes get it mixed up with Atletico, don't we? But no, they are Athletic Club. Yeah, wonderful people, wonderful city, a marvellous atmosphere in the stadium, absolutely no sign of trouble. Must just say that an old friend of mine called Al, been about the Arsenal many, many years, they attempted to, not athletic fans, he walked down a certain street that wasn't very good. A couple of lads tried to mug him as he was walking home from the game, which soured it a little bit, but it wasn't anything to do with the Bilbao fans. He made that clear. And it was just, and it's a cheap city as well. It was a great trip.
And you can see the lads afterwards walking down the main drag, singing the Eze song. That's me ruined for the rest of the night. I'm gonna be singing that right through the evening, Trevor.
It must be added that video. The Athletic Bilbao fans welcome that. They will welcome him into the bars. Come and join us for a beer and chatting and That's all the Arsenal fans do. They sing, have a good time, and yeah. I mean, the police were all dressed up in their riot gear, stern-faced as usual, but no, I don't think anybody got a whack for no reason, which you
No,
normally
no,
do.
no, not everybody was dressed up, Trevor. Not everybody was dressed up. You know, some people just couldn't help themselves, could they?
Oh, I couldn't resist it. We've done the tour on Wednesday of the stadium. It's an impressive stadium. It's very much the seats are very much arranged like the Emirates, only the corners are filled in where they drop down.
Yeah, Lade said that.
Yeah, and I was on the tour and I couldn't resist going in. I was in the press room. Nobody was in there, so I took the shirt off. I had a picture taken. Seems to have made a few people smile. So yeah, that's good.
Right. Should we there's one other thing that we'll talk about. Well, Dan was very excited to meet you a couple of weeks ago, and so excited with the shirt that you were wearing. He had to close his eyes, but this was for a special occasion. Yourself and Dan were on a show, a coral betting show with Alex. Is it Brooker or Brookman? Brooker.
Alex Brooker.
Brooker, yeah. Call yourself a fan. I watched it this morning. Very enjoyable, really enjoyable. And you got the chance to meet Ali Aladir and a couple of other celebrities in there as well. Good fun, Trev?
Yeah, it was very good fun indeed. It was, we had to keep it top secret. We couldn't tell anybody, didn't tell anybody. Yeah, and we just got there and filmed. It's a new game show. It's on YouTube, sponsored by Coral. It was out every Friday morning, I think. I don't know how many episodes they've filmed. Our episode was out at 8 o'clock this morning. Absolutely loved doing it. Loved doing it. Everyone was so nice. I knew Alex, as he mentions on the show, from Paris last year. It was right nerve-wracking walking in there with an audience in there, let me tell you. I was like, oh, my God, what have we done?
It's a bit different on here. We don't see anybody who's looking at us, but you got them all looking at you.
That's right. And me and Dan both looked at each other afterwards. And Jack. Jack was wonderful, by the way. Jack's a great lad as well. But I was talking to Dan after, and we both said it about the same time. I had complete brain freeze, Ferg. Complete brain freeze. I was just struck by all these lights on me, and I met Jeremy Aladir, by the way, who's a lovely lad, right? And he looks like he could go out and play another 90 minutes tomorrow. He does. Looks fit as a butcher's dog, fit as a fiddle. Yeah, so...
Adam asks, what's the name of the channel? It's on YouTube. It's called Call Yourself a Fan.
Call Yourself a Fan on YouTube. There's a link to it all over my social media page and Dan's as well, and it's just everywhere. But yeah, it's Call Yourself a Fan on YouTube, and we're the episode that was released.
Knowing you and Dan so well, I knew because some of the knowledge that you guys have, and it was like, oh right. And then when you're asked for one of them about the Man United squad of the 49-50th game, and he didn't even come out. The first time I expected the two of you to come out was Rooney, and you didn't. But I won't ruin the gag that goes on through it, but it is quite funny the way it all comes out.
I won't say Rooney's name. I've never have. I won't. I mean, I'll say it when I'm talking about it like this, but I won't use it in any other context. The bloke dived and would have won your point. The bloke dived and cost us our 49 game unbeaten run. That we didn't deserve to lose that 49 game unbeaten run in that manner, Ferg. I wouldn't have minded being beaten by the better side or the good side, but he dived, and I don't know what. I still don't know what this day why Sol Campbell didn't plant the toe of his boot firmly up his back end. You know, because I still don't like him, and I never will. There you go.
Right.
Anyway,
I suppose we should just get on to the main event. So we're looking at the scores. I'll leave you host this, and we'll just go from there, Trev.
All right. Yeah, we're going to try and keep it to an hour again, although we're already 10 minutes in. So we're going to talk obviously about the weekend's games and leave our game till last, as is becoming the regular format now. But the first game is very tasty, Ferg. You know, the first Merseyside derby of the season. I like the blue side of Liverpool very much. I don't like the red side of Liverpool very much. I'm as biased as hell. Ferg, what do you reckon?
Like you, I'm a little bit biased with the Kevin Campbell links, with the tradition and how good that the Everton fans are towards Arsenal fans. And receive us well on social media, to receive us well when we go up to Liverpool, unlike the social media element of boiling piss that are the Liverpool fans. I think on paper you would say that Liverpool should have this, but Liverpool, I think, have been struggling to kill off. They have killed off games, but they're leaving it so late to get some goals. You look against Burnley, struggling with that low block. Even against us, they couldn't break us down. When if anybody's any way sort of defensive against them, they really struggle. Now, David Moyes is a very pragmatic sort of manager, and I think Moyes will be able to. I feel that Moyes will be able to hold a strong line against Liverpool, but then adding in the fact that they've got Jack Grealish, who's had the joint 5 highest chances last weekend. And registering more touches in the opposition's penalty box, 19, than any other Premier League player. The guy has just come back to life. And it's really good to see. It really is good to see Jack. Like, whether you like Jack Grealish or not, it's just good to see a talented footballer that has moved from Villa to City for 100 million and just been ostracised now to come back and enjoy his football again. I think this will be a draw. I think it'll be a 2-2 draw, a really entertaining early kickoff.
Think it'll be a draw, do you? Well, you see, you by the way, Trev, Danny, Adam, thank you for putting your predictions into the chat. Everybody else out there, if you get your scores in the chat, we can draw some conclusions on what way this game is going to go. Look, right, as long as this game lasts less than 95 minutes, right, Everton have got a chance. Everton have got a chance, because I can't ever remember in my 63 years of living on this planet a team getting so lucky as Liverpool have at the start of this season. Yeah, we can say they persevere. Yeah, we can say they keep pressing. Yeah, we can say they keep playing till the end of the game. But you don't do it for about 4, 5, 6 games on the trot, whatever it is, without having a little bit of luck involved as well. So hopefully their luck will run out. As you rightly said, Ferg, Moisey knows this. He played for Everton. He knows his fixture inside out. He knows what they've got to do. He will have watched how Liverpool been playing. I think that Everton, me biased head on, Everton are going to nick a win, 2-1. I'm going for Everton. Come on, Everton. And if the whistle blows in 95 minutes, we're all right. We're home. Right, Ferg. So we put that one to bed, right? And talking about, we started with a juicy game, and I think this next one could be a real good game. Brighton v that mob up the low road. Brighton v Tottenham, right? I think this is going to be a good game simply because I'm an Arsenal fan. I don't like Tottenham. I have no time for Tottenham. And I can't for the life of me see Tottenham getting anything at Brighton. I don't think Tottenham are good enough to get anything at Brighton. Looking at their results already, yeah, they won 3-0 at West Ham. Yeah, so who ain't going to win at West Ham?
Yeah, West
Hopefully
Ham
we will. Hopefully we will soon, But yeah, I can't see Brighton not beating Tottenham. Can you?
No, I can't. Minte got his first assist of the season last week with a good cross against Bournemouth. We know it ourselves. We won 3-0, I think, when we were down to the Amex Stadium last time, but it's not the easiest place to go to, and especially if the weather's been a turn as it is. You remember a few seasons back where everyone had to be stuck at the back of the stands away from the rain. Yeah. Listen, Tottenham defensively look really strong. They've kept 4 clean sheets, I think it is, in the last 5 games. I watched the Champions League game because the wife was watching a film. So I sat here and watched their Champions League game on Wednesday after our game. And it was awful. They got a lucky own goal and they didn't really offer anything more. I think Thomas Frank I think he had to turn the tide from like this gung-ho approach back into try and make them defend a little bit more. And in doing that, I think he's actually made them quite solid, but very, very, very boring. Brighton are a little bit more dynamic. They have got injuries. I think they're without Hinselwood, March, Webster, and De Kuyper is a doubt. But I think the home team and home advantage, 2-0 to Brighton.
2-0. Well, do you know what? I've gone for a conservative 1-0, 1-0 Ferg. But you're right about, I was thinking then as you were talking about their win over Villarreal in a week that, I mean, it was a scruffy game. And you shouldn't be having scruffy football in the Champions League. You know, you should be having the best teams in Europe and obviously outside Europe in it. But that's what you get when you put a team in there that finished like 17th or 16th, whatever it was in the Premier League last year, somehow getting to the Champions League. You know, that's what you're going to get. And obviously their fans weren't even that bothered either, because there were about 8,000 empty seats in the stadium. So it just goes to show you where the difference lies between a great club and a bang average club. Yeah. So I've gone conservative Brighton 1-0, Ferg. I'm not going to go as strong as you, but I mean, it could be 3 or 4 for me. As long as Brighton win, I don't care. Right, Ferg. Next one, mate. Next one. West Ham v Palace. No, not really. Burnley v Forest.
Oh, you got me really worried there for a second. And we checked beforehand. This is what people. I went through. Let's run through the running order. I'm going to put them in the right order.
I've had a really busy day today. I've been up to my neck in it today, and I've not laughed much today. I've been in a foul mood all day, actually. But yeah, I'm laughing now because I thought that was funny anyway. It pleased me. Burnley v Forest. Oh, is this I don't know. This is a strange sort of game. I actually spent 5 minutes on this, looking at this game before we come on air, right? And I can't make a case for even looking at it or watching it, Ferg. I think Forest, they're going to start finding out about Ange Postecoglou shortly and his style of play, costing them games. Burnley at home, Scott Parker. Oh, I can't make head nor tail of Parker. He looks like a tailor's dummy, but is he a decent manager or not? I don't know, Ferg. But I'm going to give my score first. I have gone for a Burnley win, 2-1 over Forest. Home advantage.
Well, I think Burnley were so unlucky not to get a point against Liverpool. 95th minute. It says Nkwonkwo is suspended. Maybe that's his name, because I thought it was Hannibal on the back of his shirt, the guy who got the red card. Oh no, Nkwonkwo was sent off. Hannibal gave the penalty away. So Nkwonkwo is going to be missing after getting suspended last weekend, which I thought was a really unfair second yellow card. Given that penalty away in the 93rd, 94th minute, whatever it was, against Liverpool, was so unfair. It was their own fault. There's no doubt about it. But I think defensively, I remember watching the game going, Christ, we've got them in a few weeks' time. They're going to be so difficult to break down. Yeah. Forest, they're an unknown entity now. They got Big Ange up there. And I don't know. I think they will struggle. I think they'll struggle against Burnley. I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I'm with Danny, and I've gone 1-0. I think Adam's gone 1-0. Trevor's gone 1-1. And Ball, Martin has gone for a 2-0 win to Burnley. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on that one. I think it's going to be 1-0 to Burnley.
You've gone for Burnley. Yeah. Do you know what, Fergus?
Only because it's home advantage, Trev.
It's interesting what you were saying about the game against Liverpool last week, because I thought, yeah, okay, I put a little post on social media fishing for some comments, and it was about 50-50 who thought the Burnley the player's second offence for Burnley was a yellow or not a yellow, so yeah, it can be given. But there was one Liverpool, I can't remember the Liverpool player's name now, but there was one offence earlier by a Liverpool player that was let go, and the consistency went out the window, and that's what frustrates a lot of people in it, the consistency. So hopefully Burnley, because they had a hard week last week, we've both gone Burnley to win, and hopefully they can get their win. Now then, Fergus's second team next, right? Fergus's second team, London derby, West Ham, who just can't seem to play, apart from a win at Forest. I don't know where that came from, Ferg. Against a Palace side that are playing pretty well and doing all right. How did they get on? They only drew at home to Sunderland last week, which wasn't the best result, but I don't know. Can you make a case for West Ham winning this, Ferg?
No, not a chance. Not a chance. Graham Potter will probably be. He should have been sacked already. He'll probably be sacked after this game. I can't see anything but a Palace win. Against Tottenham, I watched West Ham Tottenham. I thought both teams were poor in the first half, but the second that Tottenham got a goal, I switched off the telly because I knew there was no hope of West Ham offering anything to come back at. And then they capitulated and let Spurs have 2 more goals. Not a nice thing to see, but locally around here, you know what I'm like, it's full of West Ham, and they're all resigned to the fact that they'll be in the Championship next season, unless they do something drastic and fast, but it's a bit late with transfers and everything else. But squad-wise, they've got some decent players. You know, when you've got somebody like Jared Bowen in your squad, and you've got like even Ward-Prowse from set pieces. When he first signed up there, he was really, really good on set pieces. They've got some decent players. So there's no reason if a decent manager comes around, can't turn them around. But I think Palace, Matete is going to be just too strong for their defence because West Ham's defence is just, it's like a circus. Yeah. I've gone for, what have I gone for? Let me see on here. Oh, I've lost it. West Ham 0, Palace 2.
You see, really interestingly, Ferg, I don't know why, right? That please, people, don't put in the comments asking me why I have given this prediction right, because I don't know. But I think this might be the shock of the weekend. I think West Ham might nick a win. I think they might win 1-0 against Palace, but I don't know why. I've just got it in the back of my head that they can't keep playing really bad week after week. They've got to find a bit of that little form they had at Forest away, and Potter has got to do something. I think for the last 3 or 4 weeks, Ferg, every week I've woke up on the Sunday morning thinking Potter's gone. Potter will be gone, and he hasn't been gone, has he? They're being more patient with him than the results he's been getting deserve, actually. So I reckon West Ham are going to nick it 1-0. Potter's going to save his neck for another couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's a mixed bag of results that people are going. Some people are going to go on. Majority, I think, are going Palace. Some are going to draw, and a couple are going West Ham as well. So it is a hard one. It is a hard one to call. Next up is Wolves versus Leeds.
Wolves v Leeds. It is. Wolves got beat by Newcastle last week. Only 1-0 though. Bit of a dire game. And what did Leeds do? I can't remember what Leeds did now. Leeds lost at Fulham, didn't they? Lost 1-0 at Fulham. So this is, I saw somebody mention ball draw just earlier. This has got boring written all over it, and Ferg. Where's the excitement coming from in this game, Ferg?
I'm just hoping that there's going to be a couple of goals just to give some excitement, but I can't see it. I put goals down, but yeah, the Wolves are very, very poor. Leeds look like, you know, they'll probably will get dragged back down again, but they are an attractive side to watch at times. But I can't see anything more than a draw, and I've gone for 1-1, but it could easily be 0-0. But I'll hang my hat on 1-1.
Yeah, fair enough, mate. Do you know what? Once again, I don't know why, but I think Wolves are going to beat Leeds at the weekend. I think Wolves at home, in front of their own fans, desperate for a win. I think Wolves will beat Leeds, and I think for some reason I've gone 2-0. I'm looking at some of my predictions this week now. Looking back, I'm thinking I looked at them earlier and chose them, and I'm thinking, what's made me do that? What's made me do that? But I ain't changing my mind. I'm going to stick with that. I've gone for Wolves to beat Leeds 2-0. But once again, 2 games in a row. Don't ask me why. You know what I mean? We gave you a public health warning at the very start of this season for these preview shows.
Do not put your money on them.
Don't trust what we predict, because just like me, I'm a bit clueless. Hey, Ferg, I forgot to mention it tonight, right, as well. I mean, I reckon I'm looking even thinner. What do you reckon, mate? I've not got a lot.
Soon there'll be nothing left of you, only your voice. Oh, Jesus.
I've got a little way to go yet before there's nothing left of me, let me tell you. My lordy.
And the thing that has to be added, congratulations to you and well done. And it's all down to diet and exercise. No fat jab for you.
No, nothing. No slimming clubs, no jabs, no medication. Actually, the diet came along. Otherwise, I would have been on medication because I developed. I think I've said this before, but so I'll be brief. Type 2 diabetes. I was told I had it. Decided I wanted to beat it by changing my lifestyle, and that's what I've done. And the type 2 diabetes has gone away. So I'm over the moon, Fergus. I've not had a beer for a while. The drink of favour in Bilbao, they like red wine and Diet Coca-Cola.
What did that taste like?
It tasted bloody lovely. But I think that might have been because I hadn't had an alcoholic drink for about 3 bloody months.
It just sounds like the most weird combination going. I know the guys have said about it, but yeah.
It tasted all right. Yeah. I mean, I'm probably not going to drink it too often, but yeah, it was, if someone put one in front of me, I probably would drink it. Yeah. So that's why I went on the diet, and the diabetes has gone away. And if anyone else wants to talk to me about diet, or if they feel they need a diet, I'm no expert, but I'm happy to talk about it because for once in my life, right, I'm proud of myself, and the missus is proud of me. I mean, the missus is good books. I'm over the moon, you know.
Well, that's a good thing. Before we move on to the next game, we've got 217 people watching us. If you're watching on X, give it a repost. But if you get a second, go across to YouTube and hit the like and subscribe. We've got 1,405 subscribers now. Our viewing figures are going up a lot with some of the short clips that we put up and everything else. But we don't earn, listen, we earn a couple of pennies here and there. I think one day I earned 4p out of it. But as I said on Monday night, YouTube hold back the money until we get to 60 quid. And when we get to 60 quid, I'm withdrawing the money. We're going to the Woodbine and buying Guinnesses, our red wine and Coke for Trevor, or JD and Coke, or whatever it is. Yeah. So if you want to go over and help us out for what we do and earn us like a shekel, then please do.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, we're only. When did we start this? Excuse me. When did you start this podcast? Peg?
Well, I started the podcast on audio in November 2017, so it's coming up to 7 years old. We flipped over to video in 2018.
It's coming up to 8 years old.
8 years old, yeah. And I'm the one in finance. And about 7 years old. That's where I got the 7 years. So 7 years ago, we switched over to video, and I think you came onto a couple of the early audio ones. And then not long after we'd done audio, I said, come on, we'll just switch it onto YouTube. And we came onto YouTube. And it's for kicks and giggles. It's a hobby. We enjoy it. We enjoy talking. And it's great. I'll tell you what, we'll go off subject again. Sorry, Trev, and I'll keep it brief. We've done the Andy's Man Club piece midweek last week in the international break. And the club have since, in association with the suicide prevention organisation that have gone, and Rowan Kemp, an Arsenal fan, has done some work on there. But the stuff that we did with Andy's Man Club, I had 2 or 3 people on Saturday come and talk to me and thank us for doing it, and said the work that we'd done, and we're quite open and sharing some information that was personal to them. And they said, like one person in particular said, look, I'm good at the minute. Said, but at least now, if I need to go anywhere, I've now got an idea of where to go. I'd feel more comfortable about doing it. So, that's why I like doing this, one for the hobby, but if we do make that little bit of difference somewhere along the line.
Yeah, and we are, look, right, we have to be careful that we don't appear to be causing some conflict in what we're saying but the fact of the matter is, Ferg, the Arsenal have now set something up with along the lines of suicide prevention. They're available before and after games. I would imagine they're available at other times if you go and see them, and that is absolutely fantastic. And we chose Andy's Man Club as something that we support because they do very much the same job, only they have meetings every single week that you can go to on a Monday evening. And to be honest, Ferg, my view, I don't know if you're the same, Andy's Man Club came along and I was just so impressed and humbled by what they do, So, support the Arsenal, Andy's Man Club, the Arsenal, wherever. The fact of the matter is, Ferg, sorry, I'll cut you off again. Wherever you need to go, wherever you feel most comfortable going, whether it be a doctor's, whether it be Googling Andy's Man Club, whether it be going to the one at the Arsenal before or after a game, it doesn't matter where you go. The fact that you go there in the first place and talk is your first step to feeling better, Ferg.
The one that always sticks in my mind is a permanent solution to a temporary problem. So, 2 hours before the Man City game, it's not every game is going to be open, but the Arsenal hub will be open. It's going to be NHS mental health workers and the NHS people there, plus other experts who maybe help you in various situations. And the stuff that the Arsenal do is predominantly around suicide. I know Andy's Man Club is, but Andy's Man Club said even if you want to go for a chat and a cup of tea, and it's more local, it might work for people, because people who watch this show are all over the country and all over the world. So let's move on. Some good comments on here about Adam. He's done well in losing.
Yeah, well done, Adam.
So losing some weight. But let's move on to
big game.
Man United v Chelsea.
Big game.
Is it now?
For the second week in a row. I'm ashamed of myself. But for the second week in a row, I want Man United to win, Ferg. I do, mate.
I suppose we do to a certain degree for a few reasons. Chelsea, I think, are going to be the dark horses of this season. I don't think they're going to oust the Liverpool, Arsenal domination of the top two as it looks to me right now. But if Man United win, if Man United win, we keep Amrin for a little bit longer, and the more damage that guy can do to that club, the better, in my view. So they're a mess of a club. And when you look back, there was an interview done with Mikel Arteta ahead of our game midweek with Ali McCoist, and talking about the way he worked his journey to becoming the Arsenal manager, and the way Arsenal have handled the transition from Arsene Wenger through Unai Emery and a bit of Freddie Ljungberg and onto Arteta, and the support the Kroenkes have given Arteta in a lot of money and players, and allowing players to go for nothing in some cases, has stood us well. Man United haven't been that clever, that brave. Chelsea, on the other hand, have had all the turmoil with Abramovich and then been bought out by Tom Bowley and this conglomerate. And they looked a bit of a mess, but they seem to be getting it together. I can't see. United are just so poor. I cannot see them doing anything. Cunha is fit, but Cole Palmer is also fit for Chelsea. I've gone Man United 0, Chelsea 2.
Yeah, I can understand that. I mean, the fact of the matter is, Ferg, Man United are in. They could even be relegation fodder if they're not careful. They really could. I mean, up until probably the start of this season, I was comparing Man United with how we were 5-6 years ago, when we were in a proper mess and didn't know where the next win or didn't know if the next win was coming. But I think they're worse. I think they've got people in charge that's still not quite sure what's going on. They've got the Glazers, they've got the Radcliffe, they've got all sorts of people pulling in all different types of directions. They've got a young manager who's going to, he keeps telling us he's going to stick to his guns with his system, but it's a system that's not working. So, yeah, I really do think that Man United are going to be in serious trouble, and I don't see their way out, because the Glazers ain't selling, and Radcliffe is there to stay by the looks of things. So there could be massive problems. And as much as I said Man United should win, wanted Man United to win, Ferg, I'm going to contradict myself, because I can't see Chelsea losing, Ferg. I've gone 3-1 to Chelsea, but don't ask me how Man United scored their goal, because the Cunha, is it Mbuemo, the other lad?
Yeah.
The two they've signed, right? And then Sesko not getting a game. Where's the goal coming from? Because they're all playing awful. I've not seen a good many out of them. And to rub salt in the wounds, Ferg, Rashford's playing out of his skin.
Did you see that goal the other night, last night? Oh, wow.
My Lord. Oh, my Lord. I thought the boy was finished. But it's Man United effect, and it's the Man United effect. Garnacho's his attitude stinks like. But Garnacho's coming on down at Chelsea and getting minutes and playing really well. You know, they're all just happy to get out of Man United. Oh my, Onana who couldn't save.
What's his name?
David. Is it Onana? David. What's his name?
No. What's his name?
The goalkeeper.
Who?
Oh, shut up.
What's his name? Onana. What's his name?
Onana. He's getting man of the matches in games now. He couldn't save Toffee for Man United. They're in big trouble. Big trouble. Big trouble. Bruno might score from a free kick, says Arnie. Well, he might, but I think Chelsea score free. I think Man United are a club in deep, deep trouble. And Chelsea, unfortunately, are going to win the game. Moving on. Oh, you've already moved on.
Did you give your score? Did you give your score prediction for Man United Chelsea?
I did. Chelsea to win 3-1 at Man United.
Okay, yeah.
Fulham v Brentford, London derby. I reckon this has got the makings of being a cracking game of football. A cracking game of football. Fulham. I've always got time for Fulham, ex-Arsenal players and all that, but I like going there. I like watching them. And Brentford, who have been doing all right, and they drew with Chelsea at home last week when they could quite easily have had the win, Ferg. I'm going to try and watch that game. I think Fulham v Brentford, Ferg. What do you think? Well,
it's 11th playing 12th. Fulham in 11th, and they have drawn 2, lost 1 and 1-1 in the last 4. I think the only difference is Fulham have lost. Brentford have lost 1 more game. Brentford looked halfway decent against Chelsea. To come back from, what was it? I think they were 2-0 down at one stage. It came back to 2-1 and got that late equaliser. Using set pieces, it seems like, I know we're doing it as well with Calafiori, using the long throw, the old Rory Delap long throw. And referees are actually been getting picked up to make sure that they do less foul throws so that they bring the ball right back. I don't know. I can't see much between them. Being a derby game is hard to call. As like you, I like Fulham, but I got a yump with them because they sold out at 30+ and I didn't get a ticket. So I've gone for a draw, Trev. I've gone for 1-1.
Yeah. Do you know what? I've gone for a draw 1-1 as well. I can't split them, Ferg. Can't split them. So 1-1, it looks, we gone 1-1. What a Fulham 2-2, Fulham. So people are going
Adam's
Fulham
4-0 to Fulham.
Yeah, wow, Adam. If you think that's going to happen, that'll be a nice price. That will. But no,
who said Brentwood? Me or you? Probably me.
No, I'd probably do it. Oh, you've put it on the screen, Brentwood. Put your tagger back. Oh my God, I didn't even notice it.
Brentwood. Yeah, well, let's move on then.
Lord. Oh my Lord! Why didn't I notice that?
I didn't notice either. You were talking to me when I was doing the.
You're not going to notice because you ripped the crap, didn't you? I should be looking because every week you make a balls up. I should. Should be looking.
I got a yellow card.
Bournemouth v Newcastle, both coming off of wins. Bournemouth have been really flying. I like Bournemouth this season. I don't like Newcastle. I don't think Newcastle will travel to Bournemouth and get a result, Ferg. I think this is all Bournemouth for me. All Bournemouth, Ferg.
I think being at the Vitality is a big advantage. I think also Bournemouth have had the full week to recover. Newcastle had a really tough game against Barcelona, and they lost to Barcelona. And they were run quite ragged by them. I didn't watch much of that game because I was on the tube coming back from London. But as you alluded to earlier, Rashford's goal was really, really good. It was a screamer. And it helped out our good friend Sam get his Aka in, and he got a couple of quid in his pocket. I think on this one, Newcastle, what's that German guy called, the big tall German guy? I think he's a decent player.
Voldemort, is it?
That's it. That's Voldemort. I think he's looking a great prospect. I think they'll use some set pieces. I've gone for 2-2, only because I couldn't call them apart. I think Bournemouth will do quite well being at home, and Newcastle are a good side, probably a better side than Bournemouth. but because of their exploits in the week, I've gone 2-2. And we've got a text from I'll show you in a second. We got a text from Dan, as always, been supportive of me, his good friend. I'll bring it up in a second. You carry on, talk about it, and I'll bring it up.
I dread to think how supportive that is. I disagree about it being a draw, Ferg. I think Bournemouth are going to have enough to beat Newcastle, but I think it might be an high scorer. I've gone Bournemouth 3, Newcastle 2. Newcastle have had a tough week, and Bournemouth haven't, and I just think that Bournemouth will be the better side on the day. So come on, Bournemouth. Right, next one. Just stick
that
it
was
up.
it there. Look, he's watching it, and it's when Fergus it up.
I couldn't see it. It was too black, too small for my eyes to read. Right, listen, put the next banner up, will you, so I can check you spelt it right, will you? Sunderland v Villa. Sunderland
Wonderland.
That'll do. Sunderland v Villa. I'll take that all day long. Sunderland. What did they do last week? Sunderland's draw at Palace, I thought, was a very good result for them. I really did. And Villa, well, have Villa scored a goal yet this season in the league, Ferg? In the league? I don't think they have they? I don't think they have.
Having a look here. 4. No, they haven't scored a goal. No, they've conceded 4. So they haven't won a game.
Yeah.
And they've had 2 draws, 0-0 draws.
Yeah. Sunderland are going to be too good for Villa in the stadium. I feel a bit for Unai because I have a little bit of a soft spot for Unai, contrary to what a lot of Arsenal fans feel. I don't mind him, but no chance. Sunderland all the way. I'm going to say 2-0 Sunderland, and that's being conservative, Ferg.
Like you, Villa are just really struggling to get it off the ground. They haven't had a win yet this season. I like what Unai is all about. I think he's done a good job with them there. But that first game in the Stadium of Light and the noise, and granted, Xhaka's making a huge difference to them as well. He's really come back and into the Premier League and made an impact. I think the 12th man in the Stadium of Light will have a huge influence. I think it's going to be tight. I think Villa are going to keep quite tight and try and not concede, but they will concede 1 goal. And I've gone for Sunderland 1, Villa 0.
Sunderland to win. So we've both gone Sunderland to win. Looking at the chat, Sunderland draw. So it's mainly Sunderland's. By the way, Sky Sports up to their tricks again when we play Sunderland. I think in a few weeks' time, it's been moved to a Saturday night at 5:30. So how are we meant to get back to London? I don't know.
How are you meant to get there? There's no trains from Yorkshire upwards.
No, there's no. Well, there is. It's a bus service for about an hour off. Oh, I don't know. I'm going to drive, Ferg. I'm going to drive. I've booked an hotel. Going to put my old feet up after the game. Drive home the following morning. But thank you, Sky Sports, again for laying that one on us. Much appreciated by your choice of games. So many other games you could have chose to move to 5:30, but you didn't. So thank you for that. Anyway, Ferg, this Sunday, right? This Sunday, the team that keeps getting beaten by us, right? They've not beaten us in 2 or 3 seasons. Man City come to the Emirates. I still have to. I know we've beaten them last season. I think did we beat them last season? We beat them last season, but I've still got this horrible thought about that time we played really well against them and still managed to lose at home at City. But them days are gone. Man City are worried about coming to the Arsenal. Pep started giving it yap today, saying that if we only win the league, it'll be because we spent money. But he seems to forget that he started this trend by spending all the money at Man City. Some of it we have to follow suit or we fall further and further behind. It sickens me to think about the money spending. But Pep, don't go throwing stones at glass houses, son, when you started the problem. I'm annoyed with Pep Guardiola today. He's gone right down in my estimation. I'm not happy with him at all. But Ferg, Man City come to a very special Arsenal team at the moment, don't they? When we look at what we've done in the last few weeks, and the Liverpool game included, I'm not putting that out of the equation. What we've done and how we've played our football and the squad we've got and the levels to which our players are playing at, I'm so confident about Sunday. I'm so confident. I can't see us losing, Ferg. Can you?
I want to be as confident as you. I am confident, but I get scared about being too confident, especially when in a big game like this. But when you look at who they've got out and who we've got out, we've all got lots of injuries. But as we said last week and on Monday, the difference is we got 4 key players in White, Saka, Odegaard and Saliba, Havertz and Jesus as well, if you want to add the other 2 in, who are injuries, and we're less worried than we would have been this time last season. They're without Mamouche, Stones, Cherky, Kofadic or whatever he is, and Aït-Nouri and Rodri are doubts as well. So they've got some key players that are out there. The question for me about this game more than anything else is, does Saliba start? I've got a mind blank. Mascara, yeah, thank you. Does Mascara start? I think because it's Man City and because Haaland is playing, I would be saying that Haaland fits perfectly in Saka's pocket. So I think we just need to bring, if fit
in
and ready
Saka's pocket.
In Saliba's pocket. Sorry, I've got a cold coming, so I'm.
Oh right,
voice.
bullshit.
You wanker. In Saliba's pocket perfectly. And if Saliba's fit and ready to go, then you start him. But if he's not 100% fit, then I've got no problem in Mascara. I thought he's been outstanding in what he's done since he came on against Liverpool.
See, yeah, I have no problems. I don't even need to think about whether it's Saliba or Mascara. I've got confidence in every one of them. And I want to just go back to draw my comparisons of what I'm thinking to the game against Athletic Club this week. Make no bones about it, right? Athletic Club Bilbao are a very good football team and they've got amazing support. First half, they matched us stride for stride, right? And they were even stronger than us at times when they got the run of the ball. We very much matched up, I think, first half. But whereas in the past, I might have seen an Arsenal team give a chance away or fold or just look over their shoulders a bit, I thought we were absolutely superb, especially in defence. I think that I feel sorry for Skelly and White and whoever else misses out, to be honest, because Timber, I'm going to break it down into players, right, Fergus? Let me go through the 4 players, then you come back at me with your thoughts, mate. Timber just gets better and better week after week. Not long after an extremely serious injury, his reading of the game and his movement is second to none. Timber, he excites me greatly. Then you've got Mascara played. I mean, seamless. Who would have thought that a player that costs £13 million could come into the side and replace one of the greatest centre-backs in Europe, if not the world at the moment, in Saliba, and he looks seamless. He is that good, right? His last ditches and his speed, his pace, he's got these big gangly legs. Oh, wonderful, wonderful. And then, of course, you got Gabriel, right? Gabriel went under the radar when Saliba first started coming through a bit and people were talking about Saliba all the time. But I never forgot Gabriel. And the reason I never forgot Gabriel is because he's absolutely never let us down. And he's not the skipper, but he's the leader of that defence. He's the leader of that defence. I mean, he skippered us the other night at Athletic Bilbao. He skippered us there and he was superb. And then at left back, you've got this lad Calafiori. And although you know me, Ferg, I don't come on here slagging off signings or call people out. I support my club. But when we signed Calafiori, I thought, wow, we're very strong on the left side of defence. And now we've signed Calafiori. What happens here? But I'll tell you what, mate. I'll tell you what. He's getting better and better and better. He struts around the field, you know. Struts around the field. And I'm so happy with him and the other 3. I can't see how they're going to get beaten too often, Ferg. I really can't, mate.
Defensively, we were really strong last season, and I didn't think we could go. We could be beaten defensively, bar when we lost Gabriel and Saliba and the various defenders that was where the chink in our armor was. But now we've added in Gepier, we've added Mascara. Calafiori has got back and seems to be improving, where I think he had a little bit of a blip last year. And we've just got more depth and quality across the whole back line. Ben White is a possibility for this week as well. And I don't see how he's going to get back in, even though I think Ben White, Saka and Odegaard are a great trio. I'm just, like you, I'm just so pleased with the progression that we've made as a club, the progression we've made as a team, progression we've made as a squad. And like how many of these players before we're getting pilloried as he's useless, it's cheap, but Moreno, for example, people are going, it's absolutely ridiculous what we got this fool for, and Madueke, 55 million on a backup car, and this is ridiculous. We need a striker. We got a striker as well. We got Gokies, and we got Eze. We got everything that people were asking for. Okay, people wanted Rodri, people wanted this, but they fell out Real Madrid. But the thing is we have now got players that can play across the defensive and the attacking lines and the midfield lines, and they can interchange. So with about 20 players, you've probably got 3 squads in it, Trev.
Yeah, I think you're right. And I saw a little graphic the other day, and it had Arsenal defence, left back, middle of the defence, and right back, and it had 2 players in each position with his cover. And I thought, that's so wrong, because you're right. We've got so much cross cover, We've just brought in Cappy, who can play left back or centre half, and White can even play centre half or deep in midfield. He never has for us, but I would trust him to do that. So, yeah, I'm just so excited about this squad. I've got one question written down here to ask you, Ferg. We're keeping on with the positives, but I've got to bring it up, mate, because I'm trying to work something out in my head. Nwaneri is not getting much game time at all, the young man. He seems to be preferring different subs to Nwaneri. I just wonder what's going on there, Ferg.
I don't know. He came on the other day, didn't he? Didn't he come on? Didn't he come on instead of?
He came on for Odegaard early in the game against.
Yeah, that's the one. When he went down with a shoulder injury, and I thought he was good. And a lot of people say that when he's playing on the pitch, we seem to look a bit more fluid. Maybe that's because Odegaard isn't 100% fit, or the players interact with him more. Listen, the comment that some have taken the mick out, but it's the reality in modern football. The comment that Arteta made about when he brought on Trossard and Martinelli against Athletic Club Bilbao, that they're starters and finishers. I think Nwaneri is one of those sort of players that will come on as a starter or a finisher, depending on who the opposition are and depending on minutes and time that we've got. The problem that you've got with that particular position, you've got Odegaard, who generally is going to be on the team sheet straight away. You've got Max Dowman, who can play in that position, but in reality, Max Dowman probably would be the one that you would let loan out, but you wouldn't because he's such a good talent. And then you got Nwaneri. Am I boring you?
No, mate. I told you I've had a long day. Do you not listen to me? I'm going to swear again in a minute.
But I don't know how they all get enough minutes. But listen, we got 60 games to play. Like Dan went to 59 games last season because we didn't make the final. We were making all the way to the final and get extended runs in some of the cups as well. It could be even more. You could be talking up to nearly 70 or 80 games. Yeah. We need these players to be rotated.
Everyone will get game time, Ferg. Starting this next week with Port Vale. People will start getting game time. I've no doubt about it. Nwaneri seems to be down the pecking order for coming on at the moment. But he's only a kid. He's only a baby. And I'm not worried about that he'll get plenty of game time in future. I just don't want him to get upset and start getting upset and wanting to move away or anything, because we want to keep him because he's a massive star of the future. Right, so Ferg, what do you do? Right, we've got City. You said you'd pick Saliba, right? What about the only other one that's playing on my mind is if if Odegaard's not fit to start, does he stick with Marino, or does he be a little bit more? Is positive too strong a word? And bring even a Nwaneri or someone else into that role.
I would drop Marino and bring him on, or maybe start Marino and then take him off afterwards. But I would probably the only two changes I would do in the squad is if we have to. The one, if Saliba is 100% fit, but Saliba on for Mascara. If Odegaard's not fit, I'd rather see Rice pushed out into that left 8, and I'd rather Nwaneri in that 10 sort of where our right 8 role, whatever the number in the Odegaard role. I'd rather see that than having Marino and Rice on. Marino and Zubamendi work really well together, and they have for Spain. They've done really well, but I just think Rice doesn't look at his best with that 3 in the midfield.
So you don't think that? By the way, while you mentioned Marino, if you've got doubt, if people out there have got doubts about the usefulness of Marino in the team, I watched him, kept my eyes on him for a large portion of the game the other night, and he does a lot of work undercover. He really does make the ground up, and you're right, Fergie. He works really well with Zubamendi, but you got to remember he's had a partnership with Zubamendi for quite a while. You know, at the national level, Rice, he's not had a partnership with Rice. Neither of them have. I'm not unhappy with that 3. But what I was going to say, and William is a new listener, I think. Welcome, William. Just put that last comment from William up because you took. Oh, just coming to it, William. Just coming to it. You wouldn't move Eze across into the Odegaard role, then, Ferg?
Look, we've been told by Palace fans that that's his better position in the number 10 role, but I think he likes, a bit like Martinelli in midweek. I think he likes to be slightly left of that centre, where Martinelli came in central but left. And I think if you put him in the Odegaard role you're pushing him a bit more on the right-hand side. And I don't know how, if you've got Madueke there, how they interact. I'd probably keep him left and let Nwaneri on. I get what people are talking about, and everyone says he should be the number 10 role, but I think he was brought in to play a left-sided role.
Yeah, you see, for me, Ferg, if Odegaard's injured, if Odegaard for me gets in the team every time, even if it's only for his pressing, because he presses like no player I've ever seen. If Odegaard's injured and he don't trust Nwaneri, I wouldn't mind seeing Eze moved across and put someone else out on the left. And the left, you see, on people, a lot of people were getting slightly on Martinelli's back. Actually, some people, a few minor people, were getting all over Martinelli's back. But he showed the other night just one important player he can be. Got the ball at his feet. I know he has got some weaknesses to his game, Martinelli, but we don't want rid. We don't want rid. We just want to stick with him and let him be one of the finishers if that's what Arteta wants him to be. By the way, Ferg, I see a little clip of Charlie Austin. I'd never heard of him before, but apparently he's an ex-footballer, saying on Sky that he don't buy into what Mikel Arteta is doing, calling substitute finishers. Well, Charlie Austin, who I'd never heard of before, I've only got one thing to say to you. Who are you? Move on.
Trev, let's get these predictions. You want to finish up in an hour?
Right, yeah, go on.
I've gone 2-0 Arsenal.
I've gone 3-0. Conservative 3-0. Could be more. Could be an embarrassing day for Pep and an embarrassing day for Erling Haaland. Stay humble, Erling. That's all I'm going to say. Ferg, before we press the button, then I'm just going to say, 'cause it's been playing on my mind since earlier, right? We've done all the games now. We mentioned it for a few minutes earlier. I'm going to mention it again. It's good to talk, people, right? And it doesn't matter who you talk to. If you feel comfortable talking to someone or somebody or some meeting or some person, then they're the ones you go to in the first place. It's good to talk. Don't bottle it up, because that don't help you. And as Ferg said, it's a permanent solution to a temporary problem. All right, Ferg, is it time to press that button, mate?
Yeah, and we're going to keep you in vision this time, because you always cry behind the scenes. That sounded a little bit louder and more effective on my phones. But it was from outside the stadium ahead of the Nottingham Forest game, which, consider this a 12:30 kickoff, the sound and the noise is huge. Before we finish up, I do want to shout out and thank Martin from Classic Clocks, who sent both Trevor and I a nice little slate coaster. Thank you very much. Check him out in Classic Clocks on X.
I'm not happy with it. I'm not happy with it.
Why not?
Because Martin, I'm thinner now. I'm chunky on that slate, son. So I don't know. I'll let it go this time, Martin. I'll say thank you very much, but next time, pay more attention, please.
Did anybody notice that Trevor's on a diet? Right, we will be back on Monday, hopefully with full of joy and horse. Well, the way my cold's going, definitely going to be horse after a smash and peck. Back up the M6. You have been watching Guns and Yellow Ribbons, an Arsenal podcast by Arsenal fans for Arsenal fans. I really hope you enjoyed the show. If you do, go over to YouTube, like and subscribe. But up the Arsenal and Fox Spurs.
Thanks for listening to Guns and Yellow Ribbons, an Arsenal podcast by Arsenal fans for Arsenal fans. Follow us on Facebook at Guns and Yellow Ribbons or Twitter at Guns and Ribbons. And remember to rate and review us too. Up the Arsenal.